Hi friends, welcome. Today we are going to discuss about loops in .NET. As you already know, loops are very important in any language because most of the time we need to display data like list of students, list of hotels or list of colleges like that. And also in some scenarios we need to display data based on some conditions like list of hotels in a specific location or list of students who passed. Like that, in those situations, we need to use loops. Loops are mandatory. That's why we need to learn loops. In .NET, we can implement loops using for each, while, and do while. For this demo purpose, just I developed this simple application. Here we have four buttons. For if you click on each button, it will open one pop-up. And here this is a list box, and we have a button to get the students' information. As of now, we haven't written any logic, just this is a template. Like that for each button, for each, we have the same thing like get student info, and this is the list box. Based on our conditions and our loops, it will display data here. Now I will stop the debug and let's start writing the logic. This is the base page, and here for loop, just I will call this for loop page. This is the for loop page, and I will show it. Now go to the logic. This is the for loop page, and this is the list box, and this is the get students button. Now I clicked on it, and here we have two lists. One is student's name and another one is student marks. Student name is a string, list of strings, and student marks is list of integers. And here I added some dummy names to the student name and also some dummy marks to the student marks. Now we are going to loop, first we are going to loop the student names, and we will display in the list box. For this, first we will use for loop. This is the syntax for loop. For, and first we need to initialize some random variable, some integer, then see the condition. If the condition is true, then the for loop will be executed. If the condition is failed, then it will exit from the for loop. And the iterator, how many times we need to loop it? It's like an increment. Just we will write the logic, then you can understand it. And we will write our logic here. Just I will remove it. For, and first one is initiator. First we can initiate some int I equals to 0. We have initiated I value as 0, and then we need to write the condition. Here I less than, first we need to check for student name. Student names dot count. Here just we are checking the initial will start with 0, and it will true until it is less than student names dot count. Here if you observe, we have 8 names, and so this is 8. I less than 8. Till that it will execute the for loop. Then we will increment the I plus plus. Then I will, here just I will, for the list box, just I will add the list students dot items dot add student names of, just we need to display the student name. Just I will get the index I. Here the index will be started from 0. This is I. Now I closed it. This is the simple for loop. Just I will save it and I will execute it. Now I clicked on it. If you observe, this is the for loop, and now I'm clicking on get students. Now it displayed all the names in the student names list. Now I will close it. Now we can see how to write conditions inside for loop. As you see, now it displayed all the student names in the list box. Now we want some conditions like, just I want to display the names which has R. For this, just you need to use the students names of I, and just dot contains R. Okay, just I saved it. If you observe, in the list we have Only Patrick has R, Sridhar has R, and Tirumala has R. Now it has to show only three names. Just I will run the application. Now I clicked on Get Students. If you observe, it only showed Patrick, Sridhar, and Tirumala. Like that, we can write any conditions. Suppose if the user passed or failed, student failed or passed, just you need to write the condition here. Now we will see inner loops, how to write inner loops. Just like the above one, we need to write one more for loop. For we need to initialize int j equals to 0 and j less than. Now we will loop the student marks. Now we are going to show the who for each student what are the marks. Just student marks dot count and the increment j plus plus. This is the condition. Okay. Now only we will write the condition. Only we will display only if I equals to j. Then only we will add the student to the list of students. Okay. I think you got the point. Just the for loop for the first one, like for John the marks are 100 and the index is here for I 0 and j 0. Then it will John I equals to j, 0 equals to 0, then it will display John and 100, and it will go to the next condition. 0 first it's 0, now j becomes 1, 0 equals to 1, no, then it will skips it and it will loops again it comes to the once it is done, then I becomes 1 and j becomes 0, then it's not correct, then again it will goes to the I becomes 1 and j becomes 1, then it's true. That's why for Ramu it will show 70. Just I will add marks also here. Student name, just I will concatenate and place student marks of j dot toString. Okay, I saved it. I will run the application. I clicked on it. If you observe, we have for each student what are the marks, it's displayed here. And one more thing, most of the time we need to break the loop. If some condition is true, just I need to break it. In those cases, we need to use break. Just we will show it. Now I will remove the, just I will leave it as it is, and just I will add if condition here. If j equals to 4, just I want to run the for loop for up to 4 only, j. Here just I will break the loop. Just I will remove it and I will put it here. Now if you have this is the I, we have 8 students, but we are breaking when the I equals to 4, then we are break the for loop. Just I will run the application. If you observe, it will not show all the 8 students, just it will break after 4. If you observe, it skips the after 4. Okay friends, this is for the for loop. Now we are going to start with for each and for each. Just like for loop, we have list of students. This is the list box and this is the get student info button. Here we have one list of students. This is a student class. Here if you have this is a student class and it has student name and marks. And in the for each we have students, and each student we have around, total 8 students and we have some dummy names and marks. And now we are going to loop students. This is a object, student is object, and mostly we will use for each for any like iteration while iterating any objects. If it is just any integer int values, then we will use for, but most of the time we will use for each. Now we are going to display all the students for this for each. and here you need to show where, and you can provide any name. Here just we will provide student in from students. Just we are getting the information from students. Okay, and this is the start. Here if you observe, we have list of students, and each time we are getting each student. Here first we will get this student into this student, and then we will do our conditions, and we will implement our logic. Then it will goes to the next student. Here same thing, just list students dot items dot add student dot student name. That's it. Okay, just this is the where. First it will get one student, it will add to the list students, again it will get to the next mark, again Steve, like that it will get all the data. Just I will run the application now. For each get student, if you observe, we have all the students information. In the same way, if you want to write any condition, suppose if student, now we want to display only only students who got marks greater than 80. Now 80, only these students. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Total 5 students it has to show. If you observe John, Mark, only 5 students it shown. John, Mark, and George, Srinu, Lee. George, Srinu, and Lee. Now we will see how to write while loop. This is the same thing, like we have list of students, and this is the button get students. Same thing we have like list of students here. While loop, yeah, the for loop, it's a we can run based on some conditions and some increment. While loop is also same like that, but if we have any specific single condition is fail, means it skips the loop. Now we will write it. So first we need to have one incrementer. Now we have I equals to 0. Then the syntax will be while the condition. Here we need to display all the students information. That's why I less than students name dot count. Okay. If the condition is true, then it will goes to the while loop. Now just I will add the information to the list of students dot items dot sorry items dot add student names of I. Okay. Here we need to, in the for loop in single line, we have incremented the I and we have checked the condition and everything. But in the while, this is separate. Now we need to increment the I. Okay. If not, sometimes the main problem with while is if you forgot something, it will becomes infinity loop. Now I will run it. If you observe, we have all the students information. In the same way, you can write the condition. Just I will add if contains a. Just this is one condition. Oh, sorry. Just we need to provide the index I. If you observe, we have A, Sridhar A, Tirumala A. Now we will see how to write do while. In the while, it may or may not goes to the loop based on the condition. If first time it fails, it will not goes to the loop. But in do while, it's compulsorily minimum one time if you want to execute, if you want to goes to the loop, then we will use do while. Now, just I will suppose I I will I will add some condition like 4 greater than 5. This condition is not true. Now I will run it for loop. If you observe, it's not because just I will put the debug point here, then you can understand. Now I clicked on it. If you observe, it skipped. Okay, it's not it's not into the loop because the condition is failed. But in do while, first time it will goes to the loop, then only it will check for the condition. We'll write, then you can easily understand. In the do while also we will have the same thing, and this is the button. Just we have the same student marks and student names here. Now we'll write do while. First, for this also we need to have some increment int I equals to 0. And now the syntax is do open the braces, and here you need to write the while condition. Now we'll check for I. Now I will provide some wrong condition here. This is not true, and I will make it, and just I will list of students dot add items dot add. So I. If you observe here, just we have one here we have the condition, but in the while loop this is wrong and it's not added any student name to the list box. But in the do while, it's going to add. Just we will see. The first it will execute the loop, then it will check for the condition. Now we are going to add all the users, all the students. Okay, now I will run it, and here I plus plus. Now I will run it. If you observe, we have all the students. Now we will see how to break the do while. It's same thing for while also. Just now I will break if I equals to 5, then I will break the while loop. Okay. Now it will display first 6 students. Now I will run it while click on it. If you observe, we have only first 6 students. Okay friends, today we have discussed for loop, for each loop, while loop and do while. Thanks for watching the video. Please like, subscribe and click on the bell icon for more videos. Thank you.